Hi. Just finished with Costco. Holy cow, it's like I'm a member of the Costco cult. I love Costco. And I always spend way too much money there. So let's go home. What I want to say real quick, I was thinking about the video I just uploaded, or I didn't upload, recorded. And I listened to like the first 5 minutes of it, and I'm like, ugh, Allie, you sound so angry. You sound so irritated. Don't release this. And like, that's that little part of ourself that wants to look good. Like there's this, we want to look good. We want to be accepted. And we want to be loved, but the like way to being loved is by being vulnerable and showing like the messiness too, because especially in a marriage, you know, like you're dating, you date your future spouse and life is great. And then 6 months later you wake up and you're like, this is not the person I married. So I'll probably just put the video out there because if anything, this should show you and prove to you that don't make anybody your guru. Don't follow anybody. And of course we balance that with principles. You know, I'm speaking now from like scriptural principles of consider, like one of them goes like consider others superior to yourself. But again, we have to go back and read all of those scriptures that we got pounded into our brains, that cherry pick scripture, that scissor cut scripture that got embedded into our psyche. And we have to go back and read the context of all of those scriptures, because Watchtower took them out to fit their needs, not truth. And with that being said, I am not your guru. None of us should be each other's gurus. But the problem with us humans is we look at another person who seems to have it all together, and like I'm thinking of Tony Robbins right now. Like he has a show on Netflix called I don't even know what it's called, something like Tony Robbins is my guru. And I participated in a self-help course a long time ago, man, like probably at least 10 years ago, when I lived in Brooklyn, New York, and it is called Landmark Education. And when I was reading Steve Hassan's book, Combating Cult Mind Control, or maybe it was his other book, I'm like, oh man, I must really love cults, because according to Stephen Hassan, Landmark Education is also a cult. And I can see where he's coming from. They definitely use undue influence. It's this weekend workshop that you take, usually because you were invited by someone else who took the workshop. And the workshop, back when I took it, it was like $600 for a weekend. I don't know how much it is anymore. It's called the Forum. That's the first level. And of course, like all these other workshops you have. Guess what's in the back of my, guess what I bought at Costco? Not for myself. I don't drink brown liquor. It's just not my thing. But I bought two double bottles, so 4 bottles of Macallan 12. Not for myself, for somebody else. And I don't spend that much money on booze. Anyway, Landmark Education. And okay, so this is the big thing I want to get across. Cults, high control, organizations, religion, narcissists prey on people who are vulnerable. So as I was walking through Costco, I saw like all these diet products. You know, there's all these fad diets, like keto's like the big thing right now. Low carb, it's like you got the paleo people, you got the vegan people, you got the carnivore people, you got all these like groupthink out there that say our system is going to fix your life. And the people who are receiving this marketing are people like me who want to see a change in their life, whether it's, your body or your relationship with God or whatever. And so you look to someone else and your eye gets caught by the label that has the best message. And that's what we did when we were placing Watchtower and Awakes. We were leaving people with this what seemed to be an innocuous little magazine with a lovely message on the cover, like I think of some of those Awake magazines. Man, I'm totally drawing a blank. I can't think of one Awake magazine title, but it was usually something like, do you have enough time? Well, none of us have enough time, but we all have 24 hours. So, it appealed to people who wanted to create more time in their day to do what they want to do. So it's like that Trojan horse. The magazines, we were the Trojan horse knocking on the door, and the householder took the magazine or liked the person presenting the magazine, and it turned into a return visit, and then it turned into a book study, a Bible study, a book study. And before you knew it, Watchtower's Trojan horse, us, was in this person's house, and then the Watchtower army propaganda, the programming, came out of the belly of the Trojan horse and infected that person's mind. And this is how it spread. This is how it spread, and this is why we have 3rd, 4th, 5th generation Jehovah's Witnesses, because the message got implanted. And so what I really wanted to talk about was these self-help groups that sell their workshop promising you breakthroughs. That's the big catchphrase they use. Do you want a breakthrough in your life? Do you want a breakthrough with your finances? Do you want a breakthrough with your relationship, with your health? What do you want a breakthrough in your life? And we all want breakthroughs. And before you know it, you're sitting in this room with 200 other people in a very choreographed environment where your emotions are you're being vulnerable, and you're also being watched with others. So it's like all these moving parts. People who organize these things, they're really smart. And to be honest, I would do it all over again because I got some good tools. And I'm going to share those tools with anyone who wants to hear them for free. And, whoa, I'm speeding. Cruise control. You don't want to get a ticket. But Stephen Hassan said, Landmark Education is a cult. And that's where we also have to be careful, because we can go like a pendulum from one extreme to the other, where we didn't even realize that we were in these cults and these high control organizations. And I did this in the beginning, where I kind of swung to the other extreme, where I was like, it's all a cult, everything's a cult. The public education system, it's a cult, mind control. The government, it's a cult. We're in this huge matrix simulation cult. But you know what? That didn't serve me well, because then I just really wanted to completely, not in a suicidal sense, but I just really wanted to cut myself off from everything, because I would literally pick up a book and be like, well, how do I know that this person isn't trying to control my mind with their thoughts in this book? But like I said, that's being extreme. And so there's a danger in just labeling everything as a cult. I was watching a video, I don't remember the name of his, Modified genetically modified skeptic or something. His video, he's like, everything's a cult. Essential oils are a cult. This is a cult. This is, you know what? Then you really dilute like things that actually are cults when you call everything a cult. I use essential oils. I actually used to belong to Young Living. I'm not very ambitious when it comes to like being a business entrepreneur, so I was never interested in signing up my friends and family with like these essential oils. I just bought them because it seemed like a high quality oil because it came from everything they use supposedly is organic, and so I bought them, and they're really expensive, and now I buy my essential oils from other companies that are less expensive. But the point being, was I in like an essential oil cult? I don't think so. It didn't affect my life at all. Maybe I lost more money than I needed to, but like it didn't hurt me. It didn't affect relationships that I have. Like the person who signed me up doesn't shun me because I don't buy Young Living essential oils anymore. Like, who cares? Same with, there's all these groups out there, and I think the reason why these groups get born is because I could be like the next cult leader. Obviously you don't want to. I think it begins with like awareness, like me being aware that I have no desire to control anybody. If anything, that's exhausting. Like, I don't know how the governing body enjoy living, knowing like, maybe that's why they're so kind of cold, robotic, and disconnected whenever you hear these phone calls to Bethel, and it's like this super fake, nice voice on the other end, and they won't even use their name. I'm your brother. Well, what's your name? Just brother. And it's like, what? This is weird. That's like when the Mormons came to my house, these two really sweet looking ladies, and they have their name tags, and it says sister. It's not even, was it even their last name? Yeah, it said sister and then like her last name on the name badge. Well, I don't call people I'm having a casual conversation with like Mr. So-and-so unless like you're in the South and you're being super formal, you know what I mean? But like as a server in a restaurant, if someone asked me my name, I wouldn't say Mrs. Bautista. Like having a table call me Mrs. Bautista, I need more coffee, like that's ridiculous. So anyway, I said to this Mormon girl, like, what's your name? And she said, Sister so-and-so. And I'm like, no, what's your first name? Oh, we just go by, it is like, that's very weird. Again, how did I get off on this tangent? Landmark education. Is it a cult? Maybe. I got some good stuff out of it. I want to share it with you because when I did take that course, I did get super energized, and I was living more from a place of what's possible versus everything's wrong. And when I started recording this video 13 minutes ago, I told you that I listened to like the first couple minutes of the other video I recorded, and when I heard myself speaking, see, this is what I'm saying, like, I think the best therapy you can give yourself is like record what you're dealing with, like just, and you don't have to share it, you don't have to like put it out there for anyone else to hear, but listen to it yourself, because when I listen to myself, I hear a lot of absurdity, and then I don't take myself as seriously, and then I can give myself a break, and then I can relax, and then I don't need to engage in self-destructive behaviors like overeating and overdrinking, because I can just be like, you know what? Stop taking this all so seriously. And I think the truth and the healing is somewhere in the middle of all of this mess, because again, it is unfair. It is 100% unfair and sad and painful that people who leave the Watchtower, we don't get to leave with our families and our friends. There's always hope that there will be that reunion in the future, and hang on to that as a hope. What is the scripture? Like hope is an anchor. Like, it's good to have the hope, but then there's also the whole principle of expectations postponed make the heart sick. So keep expectations low, but still have that hope. And in the meantime, build your Write your book starting today. Like that chapter, go back and watch Rodney Allgood's motivational speech. I'll link it below again. Like, it's really motivational. Like, that chapter is over. So stop going back and like seeing, well, where could I have like re-edited it better so that I could have had a different outcome. This is reality today. So start writing your new book. I'm going to start writing my new book, my book of like health and balance. I think I just need more balance, because I'll like do these extreme things to like counteract a imbalance, but I overcorrect. Like, that's, I think, what yo-yo dieting is a symptom of, overcorrection. Because if it had been balanced, then I wouldn't have like gained the weight back, you know? But record yourself, like, what you're going through, and go back and then listen to it and see if you, I would always also tell people, like, if they were talking about like a pretty serious problem and they were talking really bad to themselves, like beating themselves up, I would say, if your child, like if you had a 4-year-old little daughter and she came up to you and she was talking to herself this way, how would that make you feel? And of course the answer is like terrible. You would never want to see a child beating themselves up like that. Well, treat yourself that same way too. Like, you have all these little children inside of you that just need a hug and to be told, like, you didn't know what to do with what you had at that time, but I'm here to take care of you right now. Like, being your own parent. Maybe that's the point. Like, being our own best friend and caregiver. Because you're not going to get it from anybody else. And as some of us can testify, you're not even going to get it from your family. Because they don't have it to give to you right now. Because they're under the influence. Just like if your parent was an alcoholic and they're under the influence of that drug, you can't go to them when they're in that mindset and ask for anything. They can't meet your needs when they're under the influence. So our friends and family who are still under the influence of Watchtower can't give us what we need. So we have to give it to ourselves. Either give it to yourself. If you don't know how to do that, seek out therapy where they can help you and they can help you build new habits on how to give it to yourself, and find new tribes. So maybe I'm going to go back to that boot camp. I got a lot of like positive reinforcement when I was going there. And because it did cost so much money, I would force myself to go on days I didn't want to go, because I was like, I'm spending so much money on this, I better use it, you know. It created that healthy pressure. Alright, I'm going to play some music on the rest of this drive. And we're all just keep searching, keep digging, keep climbing. And as Dory says in Finding Nemo, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.